Greetings and welcome students. I am your teacher Ambika Singh and we are on lecture number 29. We are continuing with what we were doing in the last class, that is the broad topic invitations and replies, which is a 3-mark topic in your syllabus and gives you a word limit of 50. So in the last class we discussed formal invitations and replies, and we discussed when to make a card, when to write a letter, what kind of language is to be used when you are writing an invitation letter to a dignitary, to a person, any person with whom you are communicating in professional capacity or official capacity or a formal capacity. So all of those things we discussed in the last class, and I hope you've understood everything. In today's class, we are doing the relatively easier part of the topic, that is informal invitation or reply. So you have to remember that you are talking to a friend or relative here, and you are talking in a very personal capacity, not in a formal way. So you don't have to write in third person. You don't have to write in the third person. You don't have to maintain a strict formality of language here. You can be slightly casual. You can be slightly light and conversational. But even though it is in informal invitations and replies, they are not expecting you to be very informal. How do I explain it to you? Like CBSE wants you to talk to your friends, but they really don't want you to talk to really don't want you to write the language that you actually use with your friends. I hope the meaning is clear now with what I am saying. That CBSE expects you to be very decent people who have who exchange such beautiful sentences with friends. So despite the fact that they allow a certain level of lightness and friendship here in the letters, you are not going to write the language that you use with your friends in reality. Why exactly? Because you are writing an exam, you are not talking on WhatsApp, you are not talking on Facebook with each other, or sitting casually at a cafe and talking to each other. You are writing a letter, which in itself requires a certain level of formality. So even though it is informal invitations and replies, the topic might confuse you that it is informal, so I can use the language that I actually use in my real life. No, they want you to speak with your friends and relatives with a certain level of formality which may not be there in reality in your real life. Or it may be the case with you. You may be the real nice human being who writes letters like this, and these are the kind of letters that you wrote as children in your in your exams, like dear friend Sohan, I'm very happy to invite you to my birthday party. So it's a very simple kind of a thing that you're doing, and I know most of you can easily write a letter like that. But remember, you are not supposed to use slangs, you are not supposed to use lingo, your internet language here. You don't have to write the language that you usually use with your friends. You have to maintain some decency here and keep it crisp but light. So it's, I think in your life this would qualify as semi-formal, but in CBSE's language it is informal, okay? So see it that way. What's your semi-formal or semi-formal is CBSE's informal. What are the points to remember when you're writing an invitation to a friend or a reply to a friend? Keep the language light but not very casual. Keep it crisp, make it to the point, don't make it very bulky, don't make it like exaggerated or extremely verbose or wordy. Write in a limited way. Don't exceed the word limit. 50 words you cannot exceed the word limit. Essential details should not be missed. Even though you are talking to a friend, even though you are writing this letter to a friend or this reply to a friend, you are not supposed to skip important details just because, of course, he's my friend, I can pick the phone up and call that person and say this. No, you are writing an exam, so you have to keep that in mind that you're writing an exam. You have to give all the details pertaining to venue, time, date, even if you're inviting your friend to a birthday party, to your success party, to a New Year's party. So keep that in mind, okay? Now say this is the question with us. You are Neil or Neela. Neil or Neela has come out successful in the IIT entrance exam. So you are a person who has emerged successful from this exam, IIT entrance exam, and you and all of your family members are extremely happy that you have been successful. So you have decided to throw a party for your friends, and you have to write out an invitation letter giving details of venue. So in this question, they have specifically mentioned letter. So there is no chance of making a card here in the formal thing. It's not like a marriage, engagement or anything which is a formal occasion. It's like you are having a small get together at your home and you are inviting your friends. So you are writing a basic letter like, dear friends, I have been successful in the exam. I am very happy. My family are organizing a party. So I would like for you to join me. So you have to give the details of venue, time and date. They have not been given in the question. They have told you why you are writing it, who you are, your name is written there, and you have also been told that it's a small party of close friends. So how do you write? What kind of format do we follow for this? Take a look. You don't write the addressee's address here. You don't write the address of the person to whom you are writing the letter. You just write that person's name, like dear friends or dear Sohan, dear Poonam, dear Carl, dear Karen, whatever you want to write. So you will just write sender's address, your own address. Now these are things that make you question whether it is formal or informal, because a lot of you feel that if I am writing to a friend, why am I even writing my address at the top? But no, you are writing for an exam, which is why we are doing it, this is the format given to us, we have to stick to it. If CBSE changes it, very good. If they don't change it, we have to stick to it. So sender's address is written, and also, it's not only about CBSE including it or excluding it. I feel, in my opinion, it is about learning a certain level of formality. It helps you a lot in your professional life, because this semi-formal approach of writing might help you when you're talking to your colleagues someday later. So while you're talking to your, super boss or somebody much higher up in the, in the system, you might use the strict formal language that we did in the last class. And when you are talking to somebody who is just a colleague and is not a friend, is not a personal contact, is just a colleague, but you're inviting him to something, so you might use this kind of semi-formal approach. So, it's not going to go waste. If you think that all of this is wastage, what are we being taught? If these are your feelings, please put them aside, because seriously, all of this learning is not going to go waste. Start working, when you have a job, you will realize all of this was important. Okay, so sender's address is written there, then you have date, you will leave some line, some space here, one line here, but who am I to tell you? You have to use your basic logic and see where the gap is required and follow that rule. And then after the date also, you have a line and you have salutation. Salutation here is slightly informal, which is dear friends. And in your dear friends, you may be calling just 3 people, 2 people, 4 people. I don't know how many people are being called. So this person writes, I hope you're all well. Please join me on 15 June. The date is, you write the date. You're writing it from your own side. It was not given in the question. And you give the time at my residence. So the residence is the venue of the party. And you have mentioned that it's a small party. And the reason for the party, you write that I have cleared the IIT entrance exam, which is why I'm throwing this small party. Looking forward to seeing you. So you can write something light and happy and casual in the end. Looking forward to seeing you. I would be happy to have you over. It would be great fun to have you over. Talk like you would talk to somebody in a semi-formal, semi-formal capacity, in a slightly casual capacity, not like very formal, not very casual, somewhere in between. So when you are talking to somebody who, with whom your relationship is in between, you talk like this: looking forward to seeing you, your friend Neel, Neela, or you could have written your loving friend, your best friend, whatever you want to write, but not the language that you actually in real life use with your friends. Okay, so no lingo, no talk that you do personally, maintaining a slight bit of formality and keeping it light and casual also, slightly casual. All right. If you are the person who has, like say you are one of the friends, and the question is you are Rita or Rit, and Rit is a bad name. You are Rita or Ritesh, and you have been invited by your friend Neil for his success in the because he is organizing a party for his success in the IIT entrance exam. Please draft a reply whether you are attending the party or not attending the party. So in this case, the person is not attending it. Just a sec. Just a sec, yeah. So in this case, the person is not attending it. So if this was the question that Neil has invited you to the party, but you're not able to go, and you are XYZ, ABC, whoever you are, so write a reply. So what kind of reply would you write? When you are writing an informal reply, you would keep the sender's address, date, and you will jump to salutation directly, exactly like we were doing in the invitation, an informal invitation. So you would write, "Dear Neil, I hope you're well. I'm so happy to know of your selection in such a prestigious college or exam or whatever is the reason that he is celebrating right now, whatever is the success he is celebrating right now. Knowing your diligence, knowing your hard work, I know you work very hard. I'm sure you will continue excelling in whatever you would choose for yourself. Unfortunately, I have some important interviews on the date, on this date. So see, I've left this blank here. You can write the date, and these details might not be given to you in the question, so you have to cultivate these details. I will be out of station, or I have some other important meetings on that day, and therefore I would not be able to attend or join the party that you have organized. Wishing you more success in life," and you sign off. Your loving friend, you write XYZ ABC. That's how it is. Informal invitations and replies are very simple. These are exactly the kind of things that you've done in your school life, in your English syllabus, in your English writing. For all, I think in all of the grades you have this kind of a thing, this kind of a composition. So I don't think it would be very difficult for you to do it. I think what confuses people more is the formal invitations, formal invitation and reply section, and not the latter part of it. So yeah, that's it for this one. I shall see you again for another thing in your writing section, another topic from your writing section. Until then, please take care. Bye.